had it not been for us doing that, we wouldn't be paying attention to it and monitoring it. And if it did start to grow, then it can get outside the capsule of the prostate, and that's when guys die. So the prostate massage was a really good thing.
Did you push record?
Thank you so much for tuning in again to Our Second Act with Paige and Silka. Today, I'm so happy to welcome Frank Wiegers back to our program. Frank, thanks for joining me again.
Hey, Silk, it's always great to talk to you. We have so much fun.
Oh, I know. Well, we're gonna have fun today on a very important topic,
Sure.
and that is prostate health. First of all, by way of introduction, and you're probably wondering why all the airplanes are in the back. Frank is a former fighter pilot turned love, sex, and relationship coach, and he and his beautiful wife Judith run Top Gun Love, which is a sex and relationship counseling practice. And the reason that we have Frank back on today is because he had prostate cancer that was discovered utilizing prostate massage, where we have done several videos on that and received, Frank, a tremendous response from men and women on both sides of the scale, being very squirmish about it. And it's a taboo topic. So that's why I have you on today to discuss how do we move this taboo on something that's so important that can save somebody's life.
Well, let me set the stage a little bit. First of all, Judith and I are tantric practitioners. So we consider our lovemaking a sacred experience. We treat it like a sacrament. And we actually use Sunday as a day of worship. And we think that anything that we do to enhance the sexual experience makes it an even more spiritual experience. In other words, the hotter it gets, the closer to God it is. So one day we were fooling around and we decided to try prostate massage. So Judith got the latex glove and the lubricant. She got her fingers up in there and she's rubbing around on my prostate. And she says, I feel a little lump here. And so I said, well, we better get that checked out. So I went to the doctor at the VA, which I was using the VA for healthcare at that time. And they say, he put his fingers up there and said, yeah, it looks like there is a lump there. And they did a biopsy, which was really painful. And they said, yeah, you have prostate cancer. We want to take your prostate out. And I came home to Judith and went, well, no. And Judith says, oh, time out. Let's get another opinion. And we did get another opinion. And it turns out that I do have prostate cancer. I still have prostate cancer. But that was 12 years later. And that prostate cancer is not going anywhere because there's some prostate cancers that grow fast and some that grow very, very slowly. And thank God I got the second kind. So I hardly notice any difference at all. I mean, but had it not been for us doing that, we wouldn't be paying attention to it and monitoring it. And had that, and if it did start to grow, then it can get outside the capsule of the prostate, and that's when guys die. So the prostate massage was a really good thing.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and that being such an epidemic, with men, especially older men, although it's not just an old man's disease anymore. It's more and more younger men are getting diagnosed. But anyway, Paige and I opened up that discussion, and it was she and I talking about it, and we had a lot of, we were embarrassed with the topic a little bit, so we laughed, we giggled a little bit like women do, yet trying to open up and remove the taboo. And some of the comments I received from a very nice man, one of them was, I've been struggling with this. I want my wife, I don't know how to talk to my wife about it, but frankly, with two women, professional women listening but laughing about it, I'm afraid how it'll be received. I'm thinking, oh gosh, I don't want to do a disservice here by us giggling a little bit or laughing. It's dealing with our own embarrassment and acknowledging that people have that embarrassment to talk about it. And so that's why I want to hear from you, somebody. You're a macho guy, you're a fighter pilot. You've gone through this and you've discovered your prostate cancer through this. How do we get people over that? What's the deal?
I think that the anus is a taboo thing, and because it's where the waste is voided, obviously. So for years and years and years, it's been a source of germ and maybe infection and transmission of disease. So there is a lot of taboo, and rightfully so, because if you're going to address that, you have to address the cleanliness aspect. So without getting into a whole lot of details, just know that that's there. And then from another perspective, looking at, what would be keeping me from experiencing the pleasure that I could get from that, because actually there's nerve endings that go down the spinal cord and come out into the pelvic area in both men and women. And some of them go for some men, and everybody's different, to the prostate. So some men can get really wonderful, pleasurable sensations from a prostate massage. I'm not one of those. I can feel it, but it doesn't do anything to stimulate me. I mean, it's okay. But the idea is it okay to touch yourself down there or be touched down there? And the answer is, yeah. There's what's wrong with it? I mean, if you think it's going to make you gay, I mean, come on. That's not, I mean, it's not even in the realm of possibility. It has nothing to do with being gay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being gay. It is what it is. But massaging your prostate doesn't have anything to do with that. So what I would suggest if you want to do that is you kind of tippy toe up to it and maybe just, start playing around down there, just very carefully and very cleanly do that. And slowly but gradually, you can introduce the possibility of penetrating in there to actually feel the prostate and see what happens.
You're so open and honest, and I thank you for that. And we will link to some sites or that have some really great instructions on prostate massage if this is something that you're interested in, and as well as just information on how important it is that we not treat this as a taboo but talk about it. Well, Frank, we're kind of coming to the end of this segment. Then, in closing this out, what would you like to leave our viewers with?
Well, I think, to explore, because again, what makes sizzling sex and lasting relationships is the deepest connection you can have with your partner. So my idea is, what can I do to please my partner? And if you're a guy, you have to, do what your wife wants or your partner wants to please her. And when she's happy, everybody's happy. And the same way, Judith's always saying, you never asked me to do enough things for you. You do so much for me. And so I want to say, ask your wife to do that. And if she's reluctant, to say, well, just tippy toe up on it and just fool around and just try it. If you don't like it, we can stop anytime. And tiny steps, little steps, and get closer and closer, and then see what happens.
Well, Frank, we'll link to a couple sites that have some really good articles about prostate massage, how to do prostate massage, and as well as we'll link to your book. This is why that's why they do that.
Women and their hormones. Yeah,
exactly, and lots of great information for your second act of life. So, Frank, I will see you back soon on another episode of Our Second Act with Paige and Silka. So glad you were able to join us today, and I hope you found this information helpful. For more information on prostate health, please visit our website, secondact.tv. And if you haven't already done so, take just 1 second and subscribe to our channel. Button's right over here. Thank you.